So I'm passionate about my craft because as a young man, watching my father cook, I became very interested in cooking in general. And so when I started in the industry, it was a natural progression into that, and the passion, to be perfectly honest with you, came a little later. First came all the hard work and all those late nights and missed hours going out with friends, but the passion did grow because I was curious, and I think that's the best part about being a chef is, or at least I think the best chefs in the world anyway, are very curious individuals. What's kept me in the industry for so long? What's kept me I'll start again. What's kept me in the industry for so long is the belief that what we do matters. And I do believe that. I think what we do matters. I think service is really important because it's a life lesson. Everybody is in service to someone. If you're a lawyer, you're servicing someone. If you're a car mechanic, you're helping service something. Regardless, we're all here to service each other and to sorry.
That's all right. So we can pick that up.
Want to start again?
No, we can pick it up. But if you want, you start again.
Yeah, no, that's right. Look, we're all in the service industry, so the most important part of that process is for us to understand that we're here to help others, and that's why I'm passionate about what I do, and that's what's kept me in the industry for so long. Who's influenced my cooking the most? I don't think it's been any one particular chef, certainly not famous chefs in any way, shape or form. I've had the most influence from, I guess, the average chef, the guys that have taught me something that I didn't know. So, that's the most important part about learning, being open to the fact that you can learn from anyone. So, and I've learned some wonderful things off some very unassuming chefs.
This is freaking me out because you're just banging through it. Why does
Did you need a longer answer? Or?
No. Brevity's the soul of wit.
Yeah. It's important for us to share knowledge, particularly with the younger guys, because that's what it's all about, really. In order for a team to work successfully, we need to be open to the idea that sharing that knowledge and having the unit work as a team is vital. I can't do it by myself, and no chef can do what they do by themselves. It takes a team, and in order for that to happen, we need to share knowledge and have that security and safety that every person in that kitchen or even in a hotel in general has each other's back. It's vital, absolutely vital that we share information. So for someone that wants to learn to cook but doesn't have the qualifications behind them just yet, find someone that is willing to teach and impart that information for them, or to impart that knowledge for them. It's, again, very vital that we share information as a team, as a unit, as a hotel. It's absolutely important. So what advice would I give someone that wants to learn to cook but doesn't have the formal qualifications? I think the most important thing there, again, is to make sure they focus on how the mouth works, I guess, and what I mean by that is how flavours work, how taste works, and the very important fundamentals of what we do. Start at the bottom. You've got to learn to crawl before you can walk. That would be my advice, and obviously finding someone that can help them through that process as well.
Just a question off the cuff. Do you find that these cooking shows that we see on TV, MasterChef and so forth, do you find that they're enhancing people's experience with food and cooking?
No, not at all. No, not at all. I think a lot of those cooking shows give a very one-sided perception of what we do for a living. What we do for a living is difficult. It's hard work. They don't show you the 20 hours or so where you've stood on your feet and absolute sweat bullets, getting that mise en place ready, or getting that process ready for that day or for that 250-seat wedding, and so on and so forth. They show you the best part of it. They don't show you the worst part of it. I mean, for me, those cooking shows, it's like having what's the word? Having a show about mechanics, and they've said, look at this beautiful car I've built. You've seen nothing into the lead up to that. They only show you the best part of it. And so they're showing people the best part of it. And a lot of people go, well, I want to be a chef and I want to be a cook and this is what I want to be. And when they step into a commercial environment, they're very overwhelmed by it. That's not what they saw in their head. So it's not an easy. I think the other part of that conversation too is that is that to work in a commercial kitchen, you know, people come to me and say, oh, I have a passion for food. I have a passion for food. That makes up 10% of what we do. That passion for food makes up 10 or 20% of what we do, and the rest you need to be exceptionally organised. You need to be a wonderful communicator with other people and understand that, you know, kitchens are difficult, high-pressure environments. There's a lot of working parts to it. So, passion for food is one part, and often that's the piece that people like to focus on. But in reality, it's a lot more than that. I've had chefs before that, you know, there are creative chefs, there are organised chefs. Very few can do both. So the organised chef, I can show him, give him 3 ingredients and say, I need you to do this dish, and he'll have it done exactly the same way all the time. His section's organised and everything else. If I give him that 3 ingredients and say, create something, he can't do it. The creative chef, I can give him those 3 ingredients and say, create something. And it'll be wonderful. All these different types of flavour profiles. You know, he's an amazing job. He couldn't organise himself out of a paper bag. The section's a mess. He can't hand over to the other chef. Don't forget, we work in a team environment, so it's really, really important. So if they can't do that crucial part of that puzzle, and not learn, they can do that piece of the puzzle, but you need to learn the other side of it too. It's like right and left hand side of your brain working at the same time. So the best chefs in the world have got both. They're organised but creative. That's not an easy mix to find.
No, maybe not. Do you find that being a chef is, obviously you learn about food, you cook, but is it like conducting an orchestra where all the parts have to come together?
Oh, absolutely. It's like playing music. Even creating a dish is like playing music. If I put chili in too early, that note will come in a lot stronger towards the end. If I need to put it in a bit later, and it'll pop. So just creating a dish is like writing music, and to run an entire kitchen, you're the conductor. So you're talking about 20 or 30 dishes from 4 or 5 different sections. Each dish would have anywhere between 5 to 10 different components, all taking different times to cook, and you're trying to call from multiple sections to have all of those different elements up at the same time. So, you know, for lack of a better word, if you can run a really complicated kitchen, you can almost you can run an airport. You know, it's just that it's that highly organised. It's not an easy thing to do.
What do you think the key disciplines are to being a chef and to being a good chef?
The key disciplines, honestly, I think the most important discipline that a chef needs is humility, because you are not better than the food you produce. If you let ego take over, it'll ruin you, because ego tells you that you've done, you know, this is fantastic and this is amazing. I can tell you there are 1,000 chefs, if not 1,000,000 chefs, better at what I do, better than me. But I'm here now, so I'll apply what I know to the best of my ability, and I'm okay to learn something from an apprentice. If an apprentice has a good idea, it's a good idea regardless of where it came from. And that's the difference. Great chefs are humble, and they recognise a good thing regardless of where it comes from.